Michael Taylor from TrackWorthy, and this is the new 2018 BMW M240i Coupe. Before setting off on a road trip north of Toronto to try what is supposed to be an awesome coffee shop, we spent the morning putting the BMW M240i through its paces along Toronto's picturesque waterfront. Our car is in Sunset Orange Metallic, which is a new color for 2018, bringing the total number of colors available to 8. We really like this color and think it does a great job of complementing the fun factor of this M240i. Sunset Orange Metallic is an $895 option. The price of our car was roughly $47,000 and we had about $10,000 in options, which is still a significant discount from a comparably equipped BMW M2. So if you were willing to buy an M240i without any of the options and just take it as it is for $47,000, it's a beautiful 6-speed manual transmission. You could get this car on the road for $47,000, which is a far cry from the $60,000 or $70,000 that you're gonna have to spend on an M2. And there's not an awful lot less performance in this M240i. The 3-liter twin-scroll turbocharged inline 6, 343 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque engine is fantastic. Gives you plenty of grunt. So much so that you have to be a little bit careful when you put this thing into Sport Plus because it turns off the traction control, and as hard as these rear tires try, they will break free of the pavement at any and every opportunity. Which is great for experienced drivers and great for someone who enjoys driving and the thrill of driving a rear-wheel drive car. Our car was also equipped with the M Performance Sport exhaust, which is a $1,500 option, and we loved it. It's nice to put on a sport exhaust that you're not getting in an aftermarket environment and therefore worrying about your warranty, especially if you're getting a new car. To buy something directly from BMW that is an M Performance product that is made for your car, works well and gives you peace of mind, and it sounds great, especially when you start it up. And as you're gearing down and coming off the throttle, especially in second and third gear, you can make lots of great sounds from the back of your car. BMW have figured out how to open up your hood in one less step. So you'll see a ×2 down on the hood release button. Pull it the first time and a chime goes off in the cabin. Pull it a second time and your hood is now released. Walk around to the front of the car and lift up the hood. You don't have to reach inside and try and find the latch to release the hood. One of the other features of this car that we really like is that when you stop the car and turn off the ignition, as is the case in most cars, everything inside the cabin continues to operate. You can open and close the windows, the radio continues to stay on. Most cars, you open up the door to get out and everything shuts off. In this car, it stays on. Got to our destination, turned off the ignition, got out of the car, emptied everything out of the car, came back to the car a couple of minutes later, and we hadn't locked it, and the radio's still going, and there's a little party going on inside the car. Once you lock the door, it will shut everything off, and I happen to like that. All right, we're gonna leave beautiful downtown Toronto and do a little bit of a road trip and head about an hour north of the city up to Whitchurch Stouffville, or Whitchurch Stouffville, not sure how to pronounce that. Our destination is a coffee shop called For the Love of Joe. Let's go.
1, 2.
This car is equipped with wireless charging underneath the armrest. So my phone happens to be equipped with wireless charging. I just put my phone in there and it starts charging. As I got in the car this morning to go for this drive, I realized I forgot my charging block, and I thought, well, hopefully I won't run out of power, but just without doing anything, just slide the phone in there and it starts charging wirelessly. If your phone is not equipped with wireless charging, you can buy from BMW an adapter to connect your phone to that put it in the wireless charging dock and your phone will charge. This car is equipped with the new BMW Idrive 6.0 and quite easy to get used to using, very intuitive, lots of functionality. One of my little pet peeves is the fact that you've got a nicely bolstered armrest and you put your arm in there, but then you are putting your hand down onto the shifter. My preference to drive a standard car is to be able to put your elbow almost below the top of the shifter. And you can do that actually by opening up the armrest, and it's nice and soft in there and you don't notice any sharp edges when you put your elbow in there. The wheelbase isn't quite as long as you might want. Not sure what this thing would be like going a couple hundred kilometers around a racetrack. I'm sure it'd be extremely exhilarating, but you would probably also really enjoy something like an M4 with its slightly longer wheelbase, larger overall dimensions, and probably that much more stability at high speed. But for the daily commutes or going out into the country, M240i is a fantastic car. One thing that I think might drive me crazy with this car is the fact that you can't sync the dual climate control temperatures. Normally there's a sync button, and when the driver changes the temperature, both sides change at the same time. In this car, you've got to do each one individually. Not sure why BMW would do that. And apparently for the 2 Series, 3 Series, and 4 Series, you can't sync the temperature. But for the 5 Series, 6 Series, and 7 Series, you can. And for all of the BMW SUVs. Not the worst problem in the world, but it does mean that you are constantly changing the two. According to some sources at BMW, that is going to change soon.
Thank you very much.
You hand to me, yeah, great.
Thank you.
So we made it to the Love of Joe's coffee shop in Whitechurch, Stouffville, and we have thoroughly enjoyed our time with the M240i. Had a great drive up here. The last few days have been really good. Our car was equipped with a manual transmission, which we think enhances the driving experience immensely. For any of us who like to drive standard transmissions, chances are we grew up knowing how to heel and tow. And I certainly did, and love heel and towing, and couldn't on this car because of the auto rev matching, but it does make life a lot easier. The transmission was also a little bit spongier, softer than we would prefer. You look at something like a WRX STI, Subaru transmission, you know you are grinding, you are putting it into each one of those gears. This car is very soft and very subtle, which some people will enjoy. I personally like it a little bit more raw experience. Certainly enjoyed the 369 pound-feet of torque. You can drive around the city of Toronto or any large area in second and third gear, and you can go down to 1,000 RPM, put your foot on the gas, and there's no hesitation, off you go. Great inline 6-cylinder, 3-liter twin-scroll turbocharged engine, and a lot of performance for the dollar. This car, for the $15,000 or $20,000 less than the M2, offers an awful lot of performance and a really great driving experience. So, thanks for tuning in. Lots more exclusive content to come, and we'll see you soon.